Hello, everybody. Welcome to a critically average adventure, and welcome to this one. What is going to be a run through some of the world of acid death fantasy, a Troika little mini book. We've played some Troika before. We're going to play some more of it now. We begin in the sumptuous palace of the lingual of supreme wisdom. The Lugal of Supreme Wisdom. They have held a daring performance of great magnitude. Poets from all over the lands have joined here today to recite some of the old traditional tales and some of the groundbreaking, mind-bending use of syllable, verb, and diphthong to create feelings of warmth, despair, love, and friendship in this dusty desert. The event takes place in the sumptuous palace of the Lugal, which is, I think, the Taj Mahal on steroids. We've got great big spires with domed ceilings and gold relief all over the insides. Great if you stand in the center of them and kind of spin on the spot to look around the side. It's almost like one of those spinning animators. What's it called? Something.
Beyblade.
No, something a scope where you spin it and you look through the outside and there's someone running.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, so
I don't know why my mind went to Beyblade.
Beyblades. Yeah. It's like a Beyblade standing inside this place.
Tells you my generation.
Actually, sometimes that is used for these human-sized Beyblades within this space, but not today. Today, there are chairs, tables set out inside with a big a stage at the far end, and one of the and the poet Helicon Newt is on stage performing currently. You sit there in the sweltering heat. Even this stone is thick enough to kind of bring some sense of cool, and the palace is designed in such a way that drafts are drawn within this space. And you have taken seats and you're watching this performance, and you look over to your employee, your boss, the person who has invited you here as sort of part of the staff, but not, a little bit more. You've done well enough for yourself not to be working today. You've been invited here to be part of the celebration, if you know what I mean. You're in his employ, but you're not you're not the people that are bringing in the food. You're not the one with the giant fan in the corner having to waft up and down and call the guests that are there.
Bodyguards?
Sorry?
Bodyguards?
No, not bodyguards. You each have your certain set of skills which you've been employed for, and he has utilized you. So
it's like a reward for services.
Yeah, kind of. You've done enough to be there without having to be working, but you can see they look uneasy. Malak, the Lungual of Supreme Wisdom, is sitting. He's a big fan of poetry. I mean, massively, like really, this is his thing. That's why he's got a whole thing of it going on in his palace. But each of you, knowing him well, sense an unease. You sit amongst about 50 other guests, and there are cool drinks being served all around you, and you are being wafted, and the words are cascading into your eardrums and filling you with life and movement, and hope is the kind of overall message of the poem that's being read at the moment. And it says, when doing the thing called life, I wanders. I leaves the comfort of the meat machine that lives and breathes and takes a stroll gently wandering through the meandering streets that weave their way through my cortex and let firing neurons do their thing. I leaves without saying farewell, goodbye, adieu, and ends up in some back alley of the darkest past that I don't often wander to. Was it the colour of that building that sparked that distant memory, or a bird gliding by on sea winds that swept by eyes suddenly? I feel a knot in the gut and twist with guilt or shame, just like I'm back there, still playing those old games. Back then, me and I were not good company. I could not get them to see eye to eye properly. In turn, I turned to needing to blacking out. So I turned them both off with liquor and became a creature of instinct, and I would scream and shout without any higher thinking. That's the vignette of my drinking. Nowadays, when I wander, I take on the feelings of me that used to be. I say, come back to and huddle close. Let's really see what they've led us to be. What stepping stones we took, however perilous, let them lean closer and let's be less distant. We spent some time becoming one, and I and me took a great deal of time to be on the same page. Maybe it's gathered wisdom, maybe it's age, but they line up now more than ever, and even when the streets I wander are plagued with bad weather, storms that started in teacups, brewed to full-fledged gales in a teapot. It's not what we're really being right now in this moment, in this living. It's true seeing is believing, but not that just visual treat, but the feeling of feet on the concrete as you beat the path along these physical lanes. By calling I to me right now, I can align the brain. And for a moment each day, we are one, we are the sum, the collection of parts, and we feel, for just a brief moment, 100% human. And that's where he leaves the stage. There's a tumultuous applause from everyone around. And there's a kind of mingling now. You know, people will get up and start digging into the canapes that are arranged either side of the table here, to the edges of the room. Some will go and observe some of the artwork that's also been installed. Visual representations from Helicon Newt's latest release. What would you like to do? Or would you like to describe yourselves? Some of you know how you look.
Go on, Luke.
I don't even know where to begin. Just imagine an absolutely shredded, like all I can think of is Mr. Manhattan, but with no legs and 6 arms. That's all I can, like Dr. Manhattan, that's all I can think of.
They're completely humanoid.
Yeah.
Like 6 arms.
Yeah, but 6 arms, completely bald.
Are we talking like Ganesh? Like
Shiva?
Yeah,
like out each. Yeah. But like instead of legs, you've got 2 arms that are a little bit more down the bottom.
On the knuckles, or
kind of like like gorillas.
Yeah, I see this.
Yeah, like the front ones might be knuckles, like when walking, but
yeah. So
or like the middle 2 might be knuckles, like I'd have the bottom 2 would be like feet, like planted down. Then the second 2 would be like knuckles moving forward, and then I've got the top 2, which are like just like a centaur almost.
Yeah.
But it's arms. It's like arms with fucking fingers. Oh my god. Troika. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that kind of configuration. But a little bit more like not having a long body of a centaur, just being like a short humanoid. This does make me shorter than most standard humanoids.
How was your view of the performance?
Uninterrupted because of my intimidating physique. Kind of just shoved a few people out the way, and having multiple hands and being absolutely fucking shredded and rather intimidating can make the odd pencil pusher, snob, middle class, wealthy person that's here just for the show maybe think twice about getting in the way. But yeah, other than that, kind of just trying to make sense of half of what that guy said. And more like listening to the words, like almost muttering under the breath at the end, like, oh, fancy poem for a human. Because a lot of it was about being human.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people here that aren't human.
No.
So it's very playing on his mind that it's great to be a human.
Yeah.
What about the rest of us?
You look
does it not apply to the rest of us?
You can look over at the Lugal Malat, and Malat is human. You kind of think, is he playing up to Malat? Is he wrote this?
Wrote this for them.
Yeah.
And also my character's name is called 29 Toes.
29 Toes.
Yeah, I know they're technically fingers, but he's got 6, 5 on each hand, but on one of them there's only 4.
Okay.
So he's been called 29 Toes.
29 Toes.
Even though they're fingers.
Okay. Who would like to go next to describe their character, or what else they would like to evolve and divulge about their character? Celia,
I haven't figured out a name yet.
Okay.
Like I gave mine much thought. Come on.
29 Toes. Just fuzzy one eye, you could call it.
Let's go with
The all-seeing. Oh, by the way, my beetle's name is Beatrice.
Beatrice. Where's Beatrice parked?
Parked outside. They wouldn't let her in. She'd take up most of the court.
You're trying to kill me.
Is Beatrice a poetry fan?
Beatrice is a fan of a lot of things. I don't think Beatrice has ever heard any poetry, so I wouldn't know.
Okay.
She likes singing. She likes music. So poetry isn't too far off.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Priska.
So I can imagine that Beatrice would find poetry calming. But after so many hours of it, she'd probably get bored and meander.
Yeah, so my character would be named Priska. And Priska is a tall cyclop.
You got changed.
So you just, when like you're just walking normally and someone just pass you and they're just like 3 heads taller than you and you're like,
several heads
that's
taller than me.
That's a tall person. Basically the effect that Priska has on people. And mind you, she has because you told me she was canyon crawler, so she has clothing for living in canyons and deserts and everything. But for this event, she would have tried to make something more fancy, like just had basically a t-shirt on her.
Okay.
And trying to be friendly, but she's so tall and looking so menacing that some people are just trying to avoid her.
Do you have any markings that mark you out which side of the canyon you're from? Are you erst or worst?
I imagine she would have markings on her shoulder, basically to the top of the armpits behind and going all around to until to go to her clavicle.
That's what it looks like.
And maybe a couple of arms and everything. I don't know what cyclop culture is in Troika, but I imagine tattoos of.
You can make it up. That's the joy. You can decide.
I imagine tattoos of the rites of passage that she had to do and the things she has done to merit these tattoos.
Like almost like a personal history, but and then like medals, but they're bound to your skin to make it the most official way of doing it. Because I imagine, because they're furred, they're probably going to be quite well adapted naturally to the canyons and stuff. So clothing is not always a thing that you have to do because of your furred nature. You don't need to do it, but you're doing it here at this event. And Cade, am I saying that right? Cade?
Cade is, I'll say, a normal human for now, because I want to play a human compared to the other times I played.
Yeah.
She has like similar skin tone to me, like just like slightly more, a bit more tan. He has, from what you can see, he has 2 sleeve tattoos. They're kind of hard to make out, but from what you're able to see, he has, in one hand, looks to be like the tip of the sword, showing, with what seems to be some type of machine at the bottom, and like the end tail of a snake as it appears to be going up. And then the other just seems to be kind of like ¿cómo se dice? Like some sort of creature that looks to be made of all metal, but it's, you can only really see like the bottom half of the thing, while the rest is covered up. Yeah. I like to think that he's dressed in like a 3-piece suit with like the main thing being the what was it? What was the thing I had? I lost the what?
Acquisition.
I forgot what the thing you said was. The coat. That's like the snake skin coat.
Lizard skin, I think it is.
Lizard skin coat. Yes, that.
Lizard.
And I like to think that it's a nice mixture of like a black and brown color skin coat that blends nice with the background of, of the usual places you would go to nick some stuff from.
Where you come in without looking too conspicuous, and a lot of desert folk here use the skin of lizards as they are quite available in the deserts because of the nature of where you are. It's very hot in this area, so lizard skin is not unthinkable to wear or be a substance to create anything out of. Anything that you can make out of leather, you can make out of lizard skin in this place. And you are within this hall. The performance is finished. You have kind of 3 places here where you might explore. Do you know each other? That's the question. Have you worked with each other maybe on one of the Lungol's quests maybe?
Possibly.
Let me roll for this.
I like to think that 29 would probably have done a lot of maybe like courier work, like across the deserts and whatnot, like
you might be carrying stuff for
caravan and transporting and selling and trading and like getting stuff from one place to another for.
Yeah, I'll say it was 29 toes that killed the beast that made my coat. That's my coat's made of. That's like that.
I like that. Maybe as part of the thing, I've got it. Cade, you were traveling with 29 toes with something you had acquired through various dealings. 29 Toes and yourselves were accosted in the desert by one of the many lizards that dwell out there, a vomit lizard, and your coat is that of a vomit lizard. So I'm going to also give it an extra little boon here. I'm going to say it's resistance to to acidic attack.
Oh, all right.
So you're going to take less damage when you get any acid attacks. It was an honorable thing for you to do, 29 Toes. Like, this person you were the hired meat, if you know what I mean, and the Cade was the trader here. Prisca, were you involved in this?
I mean, she is a fighter, so she would take from time to time jobs to protect caravans, or maybe I was, I don't know, maybe yes. You have an idea?
What about if it was through your canyon? Part of the route.
That would work.
Negotiated as a trading route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how you three know each other. You managed to broker Prisca with your knowledge of the area, the knowledge of the old battles that have raged on that you've tried to step away from between Erst and Worst in the valley, and you used your methods and wiles to help guide them through. Not before being assaulted by this vomit lizard, which you saw 29 Toes dispense quite with not ease, but with technique, shall we say, rather than ease. In somewhere outside your valley, your mission was successful. You went there and you came back, and you've done up various other jobs as a little unit. Using your various skills, your and abilities, and that's how you've managed to rise up rank from being just your regular sort of drone couriers here and back, and that's how you've kind of picked up more of Mallet's.
We're reliable.
Yeah.
Reliable talent.
Yeah, if Mallet thinks I need a job doing.
I don't know why. I cannot stop imagining Prisca picking up 29, and because he is quite small compared to her, and just like carrying him in her arms.
I think humanoids, like maybe 6 foot. You would be a 6 foot tall. I imagine like Dr. Manhattan. Have you got a picture? Do you know who Dr. Manhattan is, everyone?
Yeah.
I know who he is.
I believe
who
I
he
do.
is.
From Watchmen. The film Watchmen or the book Watchmen, Alan Moore. Yeah, the big blue guy.
The big blue guy.
Okay,
yeah. So the places that you might investigate here as a team or separately, you've all noticed the kind of worried face on Mallet, who seemed distracted even though it's one of his favorite poets, Heliconute, sorry. Or you've got the buffet. You can indulge if you're feeling peckish. You've got Heliconute himself if you want to go and congratulate him on performance. It's up to you.
I will be at the buffet.
I'll put the names in. Yeah.
Is there be some kind of
Malat. Okay, Malak.
Of a garden, something resembling with lots of flowers?
Sorry?
Will there be a place resembling of a small garden or a patch where...
The gardens are beautiful here. How they're maintained with the water and enough to grow flowers in the heat of the desert is a miracle somehow. But Mallet has done very well for himself.
She's going to be in the garden then, because she lived in the canyon almost her whole life, and it's not every day that you see a flower.
Okay, so you're out in the garden. Okay, what about 29 Toes and Cade?
29 Toes will be making the most of the free bar. A drink in each hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna start. And what about Cade? Oh, we've lost Cade for a minute. Okay, 29 toes at the bar. Can you make me what would be a perception check?
Cade's at the buffet.
Cade's at the buffet. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna roll it. So it's gonna be just your basic skill because I don't think you've got anything in perception.
No, I don't have any
The other way.
perception.
So 2 dice rolling under.
2 dice, 3 and 5, so that's 8 plus. It's basic
You're rolling
skill.
under your skill.
Under my skill.
Mm-hmm.
So I rolled 2 sixes, which was
Oh.
no, not 2 sixes. I rolled 2d6, so a 3 and a 5, which is 8. My skill is 6.
Okay, so you bust it. So you get indulged with the booze, the sweet liquor running down your neck. Delicious. These are the finest of wines. How far do you indulge? How many do we go for here?
Not so much that I lose my bodily function, but enough to enjoy myself, have a nice buzz going.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay,
probably. I feel like he's used to the alcohol. I feel like he's got
he's got a good measure
nice
of
tolerance to it. Like in between long days, let's say long days, long weeks, months on the road. Like when he's back in towns, he'll indulge.
I imagine the tribes that try to make him taste all the homemade alcohol that they have.
So I'd say one in each hand of the 4 hands, the 2 that he's kind of trying to balance off.
There are several other people at the bar. They seem to be in their own conversations, and you don't manage to overhear anything that's going on. You can try and engage if you wish to, or you can.
What kind of people do I have around me? Describe the people in my immediate vicinity.
Oh, okay. So there is a chap who is absolutely covered in ritualistic scars, wears nothing but a loincloth and has strapped to their back a giant axe that almost sort of screams. When you look at it, it sounds like it's screaming, but it's not actually screaming, the axe. But every time you look at it, it's kind of like some kind of something from beyond. You have around you, you have a kind of chap that looks kind of like a sparrow with an elongated head with blue feathers, a long beak, has a rifle on their back. These two are sharing a tail. You have a red-skinned lizard with sort of a big staff with a half moon atop of it that's carved in runes, and they're bedecked with many necklaces and charms, and they're chatting to some other people that are similar race. It looks like that was a party of people that came to this place, but this one with the runic staff seems to be the kind of leader or hub of the attention.
I'm going to shuffle over to the guy with the axe.
Yeah.
I'm just going to lean on the bar with my 4 elbows. I'll kind of propping up onto the bar. It's more like this than this. And I'll kind of just look at him with a drink in hand, kind of just I just turn around and go, "Nice axe.
You like it?"
Yeah, it's not bad. How many of those scars did you get in battle, and how many of those scars did you give yourself to look hard?
I did. It's about 50-50, I suppose, if you were to make it as a sort of measurement, but
it's not bad.
The ones from battle, I lose count.
Fair enough. I always end up giving myself a nick every time I end up trying to stitch one up. I end up opening up a new one.
It can be tricky. We try and let the wounds heal naturally without any of that kind of fancy mucking around with needles, threads, or antiseptic.
Well, I don't have the time for that. That means you have to sit around. Every time you move, you end up tearing it open again. So I like to speed the process up so I can get back on the road.
Sometimes a bit of you is good on it. That helps.
Depends who's doing it.
Hold on a sec. Go and take it to your room. It says, yeah, I suppose when who's spitting on who does kind of matter. Can I buy you another? You've got one in several hands, but
I neck the last of that one back and I go, yeah, all right.
he reaches in the loincloth, pulls coins from you don't know where.
I thought he was going to pull a drink from there, and I was like, maybe not.
And sort of pays the tender at the bar, who provides you with another of whatever you're drinking, and you seem to have made a friend at this bar at this point in time. Is there anything you want to speak to him about, chat to him about?
So where'd you get the axe?
Hell.
Nice. Any particular hell or just standard hell?
Well, I've been all over,
Right.
but this was purgatory. This came from.
All right. Didn't kick it screaming, or did it come screaming, or was it screaming when you found it, or is it screaming since you've had it, or?
It screams when it tastes blood. It also screams when it's not tasting blood. The screams when it's not tasting blood, like now, a little bit whiny, to be honest.
So difference between being a whiny bitch and a feral bastard.
Yeah, it's like I just don't look at it when it's. That's why it's on the back. You see, he tries to turn his head, and you can see the musculature just literally allows about that much movement at the front, like 33 degrees, and he literally cannot look over his shoulder with this like raking body.
He's like,
yeah.
has to move the whole thing.
Yeah, I can draw it like, and he reaches back, and he can reach like to here, and it like, but no, not when it's not tasting blood. It's not worth the hassle. Listen to that moan on all day.
Well, why not just have an axe that, doesn't scream?
What's the fun in that?
I suppose it's scary. If somebody's throwing an axe at you, that's fucking screaming at you. Yeah, that would shit me up.
Yeah, it does.
Definitely distracting. Yeah.
Sure.
Nice.
Cade, while you're at the buffet, can you make me just a skill check? You're looking for something that would be like a perception. So if you've got a skill that you can sort of maybe tweak into this. You're on mute as well. I'll just remind you before you start speaking.
Well, I only have, being stealthy and hiding. I don't know what skills I would put on here.
How do
You
you
can
approach
try
the buffet?
stealthy.
Oh yeah.
I'll
I'll say that. What did they say? That. Wow, my mind's going blank.
How's this? You approach the bar, the buffet, and you start loading your plate, but you are aware of the other people around you. Could you make a skill check for me? So you're going to add your skill in stealth to your base skill and roll underneath it. So it's 3 plus whatever you rolled.
I have to roll below an 8.
Yeah, meet or below.
Okay, what do I roll? A d6 or a
2d6.
d10?
2d6.
2d. Oh, okay.
Now the total together.
That is a 7.
So you below.
Yeah.
You pass. Yeah, perfect. As you're
Nice.
at the bar, you start at the buffet. Sorry, you hear this kind of conversation of 29 toads. The bar and the buffet are near each other. You can hear like them sharing jokes, and you hear this barbarian laughing, and you glance at the axe that's screaming, but it's not what draws your attention the most. There are a couple of well-dressed academic-y type people. They have cravats, like a ruffled cravat, very slim-fitting suits. You can see their fingers are stained blue-black with remnants of ink. Quills stick out the top of their pockets, and parchment is kind of little reams of parchment kind of coming out of their pockets here and there. Like they've been hastily stuffed in, like they've always got notes on them. They're always recording something. And they're discussing with each other in hushed tones, trying to be almost as stealthy as you at the bar, to look like they're just picking from truffles and vol au vents and grapes and cheeses and things like that, that frankly make the mouth water. And you hear them start speaking. He worries daily. He worries. Look, he's losing his focus on the real issues that really truly matter. But he can't be worried about all these things all the time. But it's taking over his mind. It truly is. I asked him the other day about how much sand we should ship from Earth to West, and he didn't have a clue. Not a clue. Sand shipments are not always the most important things on a Lugal's mind. There's many things like diamonds and gold and things to concern about, and how you would decorate your vivarium. But he's not even worried about his vivarium anymore. He's not even tended to his lizards. They're all flaky, skin all over the shop. And you know he won't let anyone else touch his lizards. But he's not been in there with the moisturizer or the little tweezers that he likes to pick the skin off with. Not even with Gerald. Not even Gerald. Now that is a concern. And they continue on in a similar vein.
Yeah. And you said that there's like parchments like coming out.
There's yeah, they look like they've got hastily bits stuffed in their pockets. Yeah.
Can I like try to take one to see like what's like written on it?
Yes, let's have a stealth check again for me then, please, with that. So you're going to try and, or you've got something like pickpocketing.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no, okay, I'm good. Yes, it's an 8.
An 8. So yeah, meet or below, you're fine. So you managed to get a ream out, and you walk to a far side of the room with your plate of, what did you pick? What did you pick from the buffet?
I feel like it would be like some of like the more rare stuff that they serve here. So it would be more of the kind of exotic fruit that you wouldn't find anywhere else. They'd be like, how the fuck did they get this? You know, like where did they get this from?
Yeah,
okay, I would take some.
You've chosen the choice cuts of fruit here.
Yeah.
You take yourself over the other side of the room, and you start to sort of, you kind of place your plate on one leg, and then you kind of lay the parchment along the other. And this seems to be like like an invoice and an order slip, like a checklist and pricing down the sides. And you can see that down one side is a list of pieces, like items, and down the other side is an increasingly, like, it's a adding up bill, and this bill is getting astronomical in terms of money. Like, it's a lot of even for a Lugal, the items are a lot.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. And And who I see 29 toes talking to like big guy talking
Yeah.
stuff. And what do I see? Priska as well?
You would have seen, you would have kept an eye on your party. I think you might have just seen Priska kind of wander out to the garden. You know that they are often fascinated by the things that involve any sort of amount of moisture that allows plants to grow that isn't some sort of fungus or mold within a cave.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let them finish whatever conversation they're having with other people, as and then if they come to me or I come to them, I'll discuss if they learn like anything of interest, and then I'll show them the punishment that I have if it catches their attention.
Sure. You are in the garden. What are you doing? Describe how Priska interacts with these things.
Well, despite looking very abrupt, she's in fact extremely delicate about small things, when it's even flowers or even animals, because she's aware that she has a lot of strengths and she might break something. So she always tries to go slow and appreciate everything that is so petite compares to her. So with the garden, she just passes her hand gently among the flowers to appreciate the feeling on the skin of the petals and the grass.
Okay. Can you make me a strength check for me, please?
Sure.
So that's 2 plus your base skill, roll under with 2d6.
That's a 9.
Okay. So you reach out, your strength rippling within you. Is that over your thing?
I have a 7.
Okay. So you try to summon your control your ability to be strong, and you brush your hand through this kind of mass of petals and you knock a whole load to the ground, and they flutter down, petals on the floor, these beautiful pink things. As soon as they're detached from the plant, the heat starts withering them up. They start turning into a powdery sort of dust. And then you look to the space where there was this bloom, and now there's no petals, and you see 2 little wizened eyes on little stalks poking out at you from behind the flower.
Hello there.
And they're attached to like a wide, imagine like a flump. You know what a flump is from D&D? Like that, but with on a hobbit's body, but wrinkled, like really like a puruni kind of skinned raisin type thing. It stares at you.
Hello.
Oh, look at this mess.
Sorry about the flowers. It's trying to be gentle. It just begins.
Are you desert folk? No appreciation for the work.
I appreciate it. That's why I'm admiring it. It's just too much brute force and not easy to control.
Huh. Well, maybe it could be of use. Come on.
I would be happy to help. I did some oopsies, so I better repair.
Come on then. You follow this individual to sort of a spot where there are several fallen logs that look like they have been kind of cut, ready to be shifted somewhere else. but they're not in enough kind of a movable amount at the moment. And he's like, stack them for me, and maybe we can talk.
Sure.
Strength check.
That's a 6. So under 7.
Cool. So you start stacking them. It's perfect. He hands you some rope. You manage to sort of hold with one arm, reach the rope underneath, and kind of bind these big logs together that were far too big for this individual to hold. It's like, all right. You like flowers, do you?
I do. We don't see much flowers in the canyon, so when I see one, I try to examine it. And if I to tell you a little secret, sometimes I pick one and I put, in a little book.
Do you know what's better than flowers in books? Flowers that grow. Do you know that before your war between Erst and Worst, flowers would grow in your canyon?
People are just so insensitive.
Look, and he turns around to a little shed, goes in, and opens a door. And you see that there's hundreds of tiny little boxes, plastic boxes, all down the walls, all individual labels, tiny, tiny little labels, labels upon labels and labels. And they pull out a specific drawer, take out a small bag with some seeds in. And they say, if you ever get back there, find a quiet space. These used to grow there.
I did?
Yeah. Plant some of them. You don't need to tend them much, but they might help you. Just bring a smile to your face.
I do be pretty. It's hard to smile in a canyon in this desert. I have something to return to, and smile is nice.
Yeah, maybe that'll make your homecoming worthwhile then.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough chatting. I've got plenty of things to prune.
Need help?
I got all the help I need.
All right. I try to appreciate the party, but it's a bit too much noise.
Poetry. I'm not a fan. There's poetry in nature. You don't need to say it with words.
I mean, yeah, not wrong. Nature be poetry itself. You just sit and watch.
Aye. For a big lump, you got some nice ways of thinking of things.
And different from the others. I may have plenty of reward or done plenty of things, but I still think this is too barbarish.
I'm gonna get off anyway. I'll see you later. Make sure you get some buffet before they scoff it all.
What do you like on the buffet? I like to try things.
Oh, I already snuck in and got me a plate. And he just shows you one plate. And you see that in the shed still there are another 3 plates stacked with stuff. He only shows you the one that he's got as I got a plate. And there's fruits, and there's like a pastry wrap that looks like it's got like, it's basically like if a lizard was wearing a toga. So there's like a little cooked lizard like wrapped in pastry that makes it look like it's wearing a toga. These are good. And he holds it, and it's absolutely rigid.
Is it good?
Yeah, I like them.
Okay. I try then. Thank you, friend.
No problem. And he scuttles off into the shrubbery. Again, you're brought together in the same room. Probably sat around having your snacks from buffet, etc., etc. And
Hello,
29
guys.
Toes having a few drinks in 29 Toes.
29. You're going to get drunk again. I'm not carrying you this time.
I'm always drunk.
I know you are, but sometimes you're
So technically,
worse
I've only ever
drunk.
been drunk once because it never stopped.
This is not nice for you, and you know it. But I can't do anything about it, so just moderate.
I know my limits.
KJ.
So
You're on mute, Diaz. I can see you start with a monologue and absolutely muted.
What did I say? I'll say how I found like the parchment, and if it if it has any interest to any of you guys, for what I might have,
Okay.
get some business.
So you could roll anything to do with while you're looking at this, something like a history or a legend or something like that. Anything you got that would relate to that skill.
I have club fighting, strength, balance, run, and climb. So
we're a very physical party.
You are, yeah. So anything investigative apart from Cade. Cade, what have you got in your skills?
Let me open the thing. I had my manual to see if I could get anything out of this.
Oh, yeah.
Right, that's what I could use that for.
I think you could maybe make your skill check, but do it twice. So do like advantage. See if we can get below.
First one's a 3. Second one's a 4.
So below, you're 8, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you make your roll, and you start looking at the list of things, and you see like huge orders for steel plating. You see custom cogs and sprockets. These are the parts you would need to build a complex machine.
Yeah.
But when you look at the size of these pieces, now when you start looking at the measurements, and like one of the cogs is 10 feet across.
Oh, fuck.
And then there are like pistons that are like 10 to 15, when extended, are like 30 foot long. They go and can come out to like, when they're shut, they're 15. When they're long, they're 30 feet.
Yeah.
These are massive things. Huge scale.
So it's like what I assume to like is there like a fight incoming, like a war to like in the world and whatnot, like involving these groups of people?
Well, you know about the war that goes on in the deserts between Priska's folk. That Priska's maybe told you about, but you're not. It's petty. It's small.
Okay.
It's
nothing
not,
that like should bring whatever they're making.
No, these are all. Everything is signed by Molat. By Mallet, sorry. Like everything is ordered on the Mallet stationery. Everything is paid to Mallet.
Weird. Okay.
He's building something. He's building something big, or he's getting the parts for something big.
Where are we exactly? Are we like in a palace or a building or like?
Yeah, you're in the one of the grand entertainment halls of his palace.
Oh, okay. And I wouldn't happen to know where they might be keeping some of this stuff, would I?
You have visited some of the warehouses that surround the city, shipping in things. He's got many little districts around. You can make a skill check just to see if you knew which one would be most likely.
Oh, nope. That's a 12.
Okay. So you don't figure out quite where he would put this, but you kind of can assume that it would need to be large of a space, somewhere that is maybe that wouldn't draw attention as well.
Yeah.
With your
So,
knowledge from
like-
manual, when you're acquiring things of this scale, discretion is needed.
So like somewhere outside like the city limits, something like that, so that you don't have to like go through like districts or where people are living and then them questioning stuff.
Yeah, it could be that.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, obviously show it to Priska and 29 Toes to see if they can gather or know any more information than what I do.
Would you
Does anything similar to this orders and the stuff that he's just described, does it correlate with any of the stuff that we've been shipping for, Mallet?
when you start, it's being done very when you start looking at the list.
Little bits at a time.
This
like
looks
over a
like
long period.
what Cade has nicked is the master list. It looks like there are different shipments, and yours would be like the odd nut and bolt or something like that here, and then you'd have like two magnets, and then you'd be getting like a load of wine at the same time. It would be
To hide
yeah,
it, basically.
yeah.
No questions. Oh, just a joke.
Yeah, just just some magnets, just fascination, someone tinkering or something like that.
And where do we usually drop this stuff off?
There are several warehouses that you drop them off. You can make a skill check to see if you think most likely would be you.
I feel like the most likely would be somewhere outside of the city where it isn't going to have prying eyes for something of that scale.
You've only ever dropped stuff within the city walls, and you know that on the city walls they are quite strict by checking over stuff. So once it's in,
it would be hard for it to get out.
Yes, equally hard for it to be shipped out.
Right. 2d6, yeah. Good start. That's a 1. That's a 2, so that's a 3. Yes, success.
Okay, so you know that Mallet has several other interests about the city. When you start looking at the size and scale of these things, and you know about his love for poetry and theatre and stuff like that, you start thinking about that the work's taken an incredibly long time on the Colosseum type place that he has taken ownership of. A grand place that had fallen into disrepair in the center of the city, that had great big raised sides with multiple seating for people to watch poetry and theatre be performed in. Huge scaffold has been put up all round, and barriers round, and tarpauling that this disguises what's in the center of this space.
Well, that's the biggest space he's got, but maybe he's just renovating it. Maybe he's just trying to make it something grand. Is there anything on that list that we should be worried about? Like, honestly, it seems seems that he's just trying to make a really fancy arena / theatre. Like, is there anything else on that list that we should be concerned about? Like, it's not like he's got fucking cannons or shit like that, right?
I don't know.
So what's there to be concerned about? It's just a lot of machinery. It's a big building. Might need it. Big sets.
I'll say you can all have a go at just a straight up skill check, unless you've got an intelligence-based skill.
What's an intelligence-based skill?
Something that you would be like investigation or something.
Eight.
Does balance it would count as intelligent in a way?
No,
Balance.
you'd roll against your straight skill, your base skill. Yeah.
8.
I got a 4 and my skill is 5, so
Yeah, skill is 5 as well.
Okay.
I rolled a
Well,
10, my skill's 6.
Okay. So the only one that gets through is Priska. It's Priska. You are looking over both these two shoulders, and you start thinking, these things look like there are a couple of like sketches of the things next to the items, like a, you know, like a almost like a blueprint of what it might look like, but each individual piece. And you think back to the caves where you grew up, and you start realizing some of the shapes are familiar, and it takes you a while, but you start remembering about the stories of the Titans that once walked this earth. Giant machines that rained doom upon the face of the planet and rendered it to this desert that it is today. And you see, like, you kind of, your brain does that kind of Sherlock bit where it takes the two pieces and forms them together. And then you can see the bolts almost like slotting together. And you see, like, that's a leg. That's a leg that's piston that drives just the ankle. It's 30 feet long at extended.
$30 long.
Just the ankle, like your Achilles, what would be your Achilles tendon is 30 feet long.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to worry about, to be honest.
Priska just
I was
goes.
counting nothing.
Yeah. Priska, I just go wide and look, and that's a leg on a Titan.
What?
On the Titan. And
Oh,
she just starts to
Repeating
explain.
the word does not explain what it is.
Give me time. She starts to explain the myth and all she knows about them.
As she goes through it, each of you kind of you
think he's building a Titan.
What you might also realize, Priska, is it's not, the order doesn't seem like it needs every piece.
There's missing a piece.
Rebuilding one.
Yeah, more like that.
Okay.
He's renovating one. He's rebuilding one. Right? Like he's reviving one. He's found the remains of one and he's repairing it.
Indeed.
Right.
Just telling the others about what I figured out.
Is still necessarily a bad thing, though.
It could be like some way to defend the city or something.
I mean, yeah, it could be for defense. Who says he's going to go marching around killing people with it? Just be to stop I don't know, worst and worst, getting brave and coming against us.
Was the Titan violent or really
So old, you wouldn't know.
okay?
You just know of their massive. It's almost like it's almost biblical in nature, you know, like it's that old that these creatures walked.
Mm.
And you just know of fire and heat and death.
Why don't we just, ask him?
Would he tell us?
Well, we can always try and ask.
I feel
What's
like we're
the harm
going
in
to get
asking?
thrown out if we ask
How many years have we worked for Mallet?
a couple. I mean, yeah, it's been a couple of moons.
So, yeah, well, I don't obviously trust us. So why don't we just ask him?
Just stay in diplomacy.
Look, I ain't gonna bite the hand that feeds me.
You're the one doing pretty nice slash. Me, I'm just hitting.
Look, he pays me. I do the work for him. Like, takes care of me. So, as long as he doesn't plan on, squashing us with it, what have I got against him? So, let's go and ask what the Titan saw, or just why.
You find Mallet to the side of the room, entertaining a few individuals and complimenting Helico Newt. There's a gaggle of some sort of harem of various individuals. Molly coddling Helicot Newt through the room, taking him round, introducing him to everybody, and Helicot Newt is sort of taking on this and going, "Lovely to meet you, lovely. I'm sure, absolutely fantastic. Really, you write poetry too? Oh, I'm sure it's wonderful. Send me some. Send me some. Maybe I can give you some pointers. Lovely." And Mallet's like, Mallet, Helicot, what most amazing of a lovely set. I mean, you do so well with everything.
Mallet, sorry to interrupt, mate.
Helicot, have you met Toes? 29 Toes.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
No, not had the pleasure. Which do I shake?
Whichever one doesn't have a drink in.
They all have drinks in.
Oh, well, there's your answer then. Mallet, can we have a word, mate?
With me?
No, not you, Mallet.
29. I'm entertaining.
Yeah, mate, we just got a slight problem. There might be a
giant problem, big problem.
in security with one of the latest shipments to the Colosseum.
Oh, of course. Please, Helicot, please. Marjorie. And this kind of slinking snake person comes up. And Marjorie says, Helicot, come to the bar, won't you? Oh, charmed, I'm sure. Let's go. And they kind of totter off to the bar. Helicot goes, don't say things about security out loud, 29.
I know, that's why it was important that we have this conversation in private, but you palmed me off, so I didn't have a choice.
In private, come. And he walks over to one of the panels on the wall and kind of just pushes a statue's face. The whole statue's face recedes. And then there's like a little portal that opens up in the wall next to it. And you can step through. And you step through into this space that is basically like being inside of a crystal. And it like a white crystal that kind of iridesces all around you, and no sound reflects in here. It's like a dead chamber. It says, "Speak, 29. What was this security issue? Cade, Prescott, what is he on about?"
Cade was over by the buffet, and Cade was the clever one here. He managed to spot that some of your guys are being a bit liberal with paperwork. Why they brought work with them to a entertainment function, I've no idea. But some of this paperwork indicated to, let's say, the nature of the shipments going to the Colosseum.
I don't know what you're on about. He's going to try and lie to you. Can you make a skill check, please?
Nope.
6.
6. Cade?
9.
Priska?
Oh, fuck. 8.
His poker face is immaculate. I don't know what you're talking about.
Can I attempt to use my haggling
Okay.
as a
Yeah.
means of my haggling skill as a
Okay, so-
means of persuasion?
Okay, yeah. So let's roll a skill check. This is not going to be opposed. This is you just trying to haggle him. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so
He's not going to attempt to resist. This is you.
so what do I do? I
Just roll. You add your haggle to your base skill and roll under.
so I roll 2d6.
Yeah. So you got your base skill, which is 8. Did you say?
Yeah, so I rolled. My base skill is 6, and
6.
then my total is. So I add my total to this base skill.
So you add your haggle, whatever your haggle was 2, was it, or was it 3?
My haggling is 2 plus my
2.
skill total is 8.
Okay, yeah. So you got to roll below an 8.
Below or meet,
Below or meet, yeah.
I rolled 8, 2 and a 6.
Perfect. So tell me how this goes. Tell me, what do you haggle? How do you kind of talk him around?
Mallet, mate. How long have we worked together now? How many shipments have we done?
8 years.
Give or take, right? Like, how many shipments have we done for you? How many times have we
don't think
acquired
you-
very difficult items, dragged them a very long way, especially with people on our tails, and we've still got them to you, right? Now, we have never told a white lie to you once. We have been honest about every little thing that's happened on the road because we treasure transparency as part of our business. So, when I tell you that there is a threat to your business, it's also a threat to my business because you are my benefactor, so I value this relationship. So what's a threat to you is a threat to me. So, when I say you've got guys wandering around being a bit loudmouth, tossing about pieces of paper with what's going on over at the Colosseum, it concerns me. And it should also concern you.
Well, yes. Well, what do we do about it then?
Well, first of all, I think we need a little bit more transparency between us about what's actually happening at the Colosseum. And then maybe we can do something about it.
It's a project.
I get it as much. Everything you do is a project, mate.
You know me.
Is it about the giant? The titan?
How did you know?
I know stories. You know, I come from the canyon in the desert. We know stories that we have there.
30-foot piston, mate, is pretty hard to hide.
Most people think they're for fairy tales.
It's not fairy tales.
to
It's
scare
a
them.
story.
Yes, quite clearly. I wasn't sure myself until I found the remains. Well, one of my teams found the remains. Not
Oh,
one of
never
your-
tell. Never tell, my guys. Never tell. They're going to fight for this. Never tell.
So first of all, question 1.
Yes.
Why are you trying to build it back together?
Yeah.
Question 2, surely you could make a lot more money out of it as a museum piece.
But it should be complete.
But it's not authentic if it's complete. It's like having an old fucking wagon that's an antique, but then you put a modern wheel on it, it damages the authenticity of it, right?
Only slightly. Everything has been crafted or designed from molds and sketches done by the finest artisans. It's necessary. It's necessary.
And what do you think is going to happen when you turn that thing on?
What happens if I don't?
Well, if you don't, nothing happens, right? And you can put it as a statue wherever the fuck you want. People will pay in their fucking thousands to come and see the fucking Titan skeleton, and you'll be rich, richer than you already are. But I'm sure there's always room for more. But if you turn it on and it's a bit pissed that you woke it up from its eternal fucking slumber, might wipe out the city. Can't promise that you're going to be able to control this thing.
29. Not everything is about money.
Well, I'll give you that.
Is it politic?
No.
Curiosity.
Look here. And he opens up like a space within the crystal and reaches inside and pulls from it the oldest book you've ever seen. It is barely held together. The stitching that holds the spine of the leather to it is it's ancient, this thing. And the leather is weird, like there's no scales in this. This is like a smooth leather. There's no patterning other than a sort of a slight blotchiness to it, like most everything here's got scales. He opens up the book, and inside is cut away. Beautiful ancient text and pictures have been carved through. This thing in itself is a relic worth you don't know how much. And yet he's had the audacity to carve through this writing a couple of pages in. And he reaches in and pulls out this small piece of glass and holds it to you. Presses a button on the side. Then light shines out. And a film starts playing. And a little film tells you is of an individual sat with silk straight behind them. And it tells of a prophecy, this wizened individual, of the end of the world. And then when he finishes the video, he puts it all back away and into the cup and says, "This is why I built a Titan. The end of the world is coming."
And what do you think the Titan's going to do to stop it?
It is the most powerful thing that has ever been known on this planet.
That's the problem. What if the giant is the end of the world?
Exactly. What if your self-fulfilling prophecy, like, you're actually creating the end of the world? It's the most powerful thing that's ever been on this planet, like you just said. So what's more powerful than it? Nothing. But you make it and it destroys the rest of the world. Prophecy fulfilled.
I've got the best people working on this. I mean, nothing could go wrong.
When you say this, something is going to go wrong. You know this. Every time it's karma.
Please don't tell me you put Gerald in charge of this.
Oh no.
Geraldine is overseeing some of the.
You put Gerald in charge of this, didn't you? No wonder you've got fucking nincompoops right out there wandering around with parchment with all the plans on it.
What have you got a problem with, Joe?
Look, Gerald is less sober than I am.
He works best that way.
Yeah, but he's also
His mind
messy.
thinks differently.
Yeah, but you've got to confine him in a space. The moment you let him start wandering off around the city and giving him a team of people, tell what to do, end up with fucking Tweedledee and Tweedledum over by the fucking buffet.
He seems to take a piece of paper from his pocket. Tweedledee and Tweedledum, did you say?
Yeah,
I'll have them reprimanded.
that's not the... Okay, yeah. Right. Can we, look, can we skip to the part where you turn this thing on and it's the end of the world, or you decide to come to your senses and, you know, just have it a statue?
I don't understand the worry.
Why don't? Here's a thought. You're worried about the end of the world, right?
Yeah.
Okay, build the damn thing, right? But don't turn it on until the end of the world is happening. Then you can turn it on and it can save everything. But if the end of the world doesn't come, you don't need to turn it on.
That sounds a very reasonable thing to do.
Right, it's called a fail safe.
That sounds most reasonable. Did you want to go and see it?
I want to. My story, so I want to know.
Can I bring Beatrice?
Yes, she
Good.
might like that.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's go and see your giant fucking robot.
Nice. Let's go.
Cool. At that point, it's 8:30. Do we want to go and grab some drinks and stuff quickly?
Yeah. We can top up quickly.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Cool.
To double check on the cat because he's.
As,
Oh, hold
as
on.
a heads up, and hopefully,
Welcome back eventually to the wonderful world of Troika, where our friends have discovered that their employee, the Lugal Supreme Wisdom Mallet, has found the parts of a world-destroying machine known as a Titan, and is gradually rebuilding, and has left Gerald in charge of the project.
oof,
Gerald.
bad news. Bad news all around.
They discovered this by finding various bits of paper and dossiers relating to this, and Priska's knowledge of the ancient legends that surround her people led us to here. They are now approaching the huge Colosseum that was once a central place for a meeting for all the people of the town here, of the city here. Massive performances and concerts would be held. It fell into disrepair. No one had the finances to run it. The sultans lost their sort of fancy for the thing. Things changed quite quickly here. The fads and fashions are fleeting at most. So poetry is the thing at the moment here, but it could be, demon summoning next week, or it could be anything. These sultans have whims, and they must be sated. They can't be without their things, and the whores will have their trinkets, and they have all the money to buy all the trinkets that they need, including the parts to repair a Titan. So you approach this place, and you are with Beatrice 29 Toes. How's Beatrice feeling after being left outside?
Probably happy to have me back, and I'm happy to be back with her. And I offer some treats from the buffet. Give her some of the lizards, those pastry fine lizards.
Accepted.
And just like after I've got a lot of pockets, got a lot of hands, got to have a lot of pockets, and I'm just shoveling stuff out and staffing her and just giving her a big rub on the head and like trying to get up the horn, but it's way out of my reach.
She will duck it down. This is a thing that she's used to. So she lays it so that the large stag horn is like perpendicular to the floor, and you can like rub
She's
the floor.
fucking huge, so it's almost like it's like an ant crawling across a finger. Like you just stroking. So yeah. But I feel like the effort and the action itself speaks more for our bond than the actual feeling that she gets from it.
And there's that moment when you finally get back upon your mount that you've had since birth, and there's that seamless
sense of home and
oneness of movement. You fall into that kind of steady patter as the 6 legs of the beetle scuttle across the sands and through the streets and find purchase on many a surface. But you are steady as a rock on this kind of ever-shifting behemoth of chitin and plate that kind of every now and then there's a like you can hear like the plates kind of moving against each other, almost like I think it would sound like maybe like pebbles rolling against one another.
I'm walking along the pebblestone beach almost like.
Yeah, but not so crunchy. But it's like they're moving. Yeah, like
something's rolling across.
Yeah. Like if you were to bowl a stone across a piece of concrete or something like that. That kind of. Kind of as you move, and you approach the Colosseum. Malat has given you access in the form of little passes that dangle about your neck that say visitor, and they are.
I let everybody get on board of. Beatrice.
Oh, okay. Let's have some skill checks for balance from Priska, and if you've got something like balance, Cade. I'll see how well you can roll.
No, that was a 12.
Mallet as well, because obviously Mallet's not going to walk along the streets on kind of.
Oh no, Mallet's still gone back to entertaining Helicon.
Oh, okay. So we're going without Mallet.
He's got to keep up appearances.
All right.
I got a 12, so
with
I
balance,
officially fail.
My total is 7, and I just got a 7, so I'm safe.
Yeah, so you managed to get on. Cade, you attempt to mount. You see Priska kind of hop on up behind 29 Toes. 29 Toes looks symbiotic with this thing. Priska, the fur kind of arms and the cyclopean head kind of just wraps her arms around 29 Toes, and a set of arms from 29 Toes goes around the back of Priska to hold Priska on. And then you leap on and kind of just, and then slide down the side.
I've got like roll up ladders along the sides, like along like this kind of.
Priska, you've got your ladder.
I do.
Yeah, you guys are too tall for me. It's like
before I let one of these loose, do you want to release your ladder down to Cade?
I feel like I'm half as tall as how tall is 29 Toes?
29 Toes is like 4'5".
4'5". I thought you were a lot taller than that.
I've got 6 arms, mate. I've got no legs. It's like my waist is on the floor, but then I kind of push myself up with my bottom legs and walk like a gorilla with the rest. So I can get up to 6 feet, but it's effort.
Yeah.
If I'm just perched on the ground, I'm 4'5".
You would need the help of Priska to actually.
But if I'm being aggressive, I can get myself up to 6 foot.
I love how you saw it, Nick, because I saw this not like how you said it. So
this is how I saw it. I just thought this is the only way
I read that description.
I can think I can role play this. like, how do I role play this? This is all I can think of how I can make this work.
Eventually, with the help of Priska's ladder, Kate, you climb aboard and are secured.
Yeah.
Board is not comfortable for you, but it is the most expedient way to get there. And you arrive on site. This tall building with its kind of multi archways and its architecture near on impossible in its it kind of bends outwards like this, like a cone that's been turned upside down, so it actually gets wider towards the top as it goes out, to fit in the stacks of seats, and some of the other houses that are crowded nearby actually are underneath it in its shadow almost, as this great auditorium rises from the ground.
Ooh, fancy.
Wow. Anybody know where the front door is?
Wouldn't know.
I don't know. I've never been here before.
I mean, I can always try to push.
Well, there's got to be somebody around. He's not going to leave it unguarded.
Well, that was a fail. I rolled to see if I could find the entrance. I did not. That was a 10.
Let's have a perception-based check or something like that.
Can I don't know how beetles work. Can beetles?
Beetles work.
Scale,
I'll tell you how
can they
beetles
scale walls?
Let me find out.
I think they should.
Could my
But
beetle walk up the side of the Colosseum to the top so we can peer in?
I
Or
think
crawl
that,
under
can
the
we just
canopy?
have this happen anyway? Because I love the idea of this. Okay.
do we have a note explaining that we were allowed to be in here?
You have passes, each of you.
Okay. Yeah, just wanted to make sure.
It's like scale the wall, go up and over, and then scoop under the canopy.
Okay.
At least scare the shit out of half the crew that are working there.
Right.
Can you roll a d6 for me for
Mhm.
29 toes? We're going to see what mood your beetles
Beatrice is in. Okay. I did just leave it. Oh,
It's in the hot one, and we are not safe.
that is a 1. I don't know whether that's good in this game or not.
Okay.
I don't know whether that's good or bad. That's really good or really bad.
You approach the walls and you feel a sort of lethargy within Beatrice, like they just, you fed them a lot. They've got 2 extra people on their back as you arrive, and you know this feeling, that kind of symbiotic thing. You're like, she's tired, tired little Beatrice.
Look, I'll make you a deal. All right. If you get us to the top, you don't have to get us to the bottom. All right. You can have a nap up there on the top, feel the wind in your face, chomp on any birds that come by. Think of the view from up there. It's going to be fucking fantastic. Right. Just go with me here. All right. Just go with me.
Give us a roll with you're haggling.
We're haggling. Oh, this is going to be close. I meet it. 8.
So eventually you kind of talk to it, and it kind of, if a beetle could huff, it does that. I don't know what that sounds like. Yeah. And there's a kind of a clicking of the plates. And then it kind of.
Have you ever seen A Bug's Life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking of the beetle in Bug's Life now.
I did. I see
Big
it.
blue beetle in Bug's Life.
Yeah. Am I thinking of? What am I thinking of? I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of that big like caterpillar that becomes a butterfly.
Oh, God, Heimlich.
Heimlich. That's what I'm thinking of. That's what came into my head. I don't know why. But yeah, so eventually it scales up the top, and you are kind of, you know that there are ships that can traverse the skies here as well. So when you get to the top, what was an open top space is again covered in a huge set of rigging and tarping that goes over the top, and then you see Beatrice go and kind of huff and nearly like kind of shake you guys off, like I'm done, I'm sitting here, and then sits at the top and rustles its kind of carapace and kind of shuffles it, settles it, spins round in circles 3 times and sits. Closes.
I loosen all the harnesses on her to give her a little bit more like comfort, like just releasing the straps on a backpack kind of thing to just
Beatrice looks
feel a bit more comfortable and just give her a pat and just like, atta girl.
Can I try to pet her?
You can. How does Beatrice like to be pet?
Try.
Just under your skill then, I guess. With what have you got? You got
Roll an
I have-
animal handling check.
it would be animal handling, but like I'm trying to think of what it
I don't know
would
what that is in
I have
Troika.
strength.
Strength. I mean, you will need more strength than anything else with that.
Yeah, let's
be
have it as a
fair.
Yeah.
Got to be able to handle it.
I don't want to hit her.
You're not going to hurt her. She's a tank. She's a literal tank.
You're so fucking lucky that this is a 7.
It passes. So you give it a firm like on the side, and it seems to enjoy this. It kind of gets through that outer carapace to some of the nerve endings that exist beneath its bony exterior.
Like the dad dog slap, where they're just like slapping the dog
yeah.
on its side, just like.
Yeah. And you are now confronted with basically a huge circle of tent, basically flat to where you are, that covers the entire top of this auditorium, this Colosseum type setup.
Well, if we make our way down, can we kind of like get ourselves under the tarpaulin and explore underneath?
It's not difficult to find your way under, and you start peering through into this space that is lit with little lumen globes, little floating orbs that track normally a person, and they'll be tuned to a person, and you can see all about this giant structure, but just vague hints of you'll see like a glint of like what appears to be like a massive knuckle bone as someone walks past it, and then you'll see a glint of like part of an eye and a cheek, but in such gargantuan proportions that it baffles the mind that something could stand so tall.
Wow. Is there anybody about?
You assume that these globes are attached to human beings or individuals that are maintaining, building, working on this central structure. You're quite a way out, but it's to the ceiling. It's to the roof of the top nearly. Yeah, it's massive. You've got several layers of auditorium to climb down. You would not want to be the guy who has to hand out popcorn to the top row in this place. It absolutely sucks. And hot dog. By the time you get to the top, it's like 40.
Cold dog.
Me, warmish dog.
Just take it, please. I'm done. Just take it.
I mean,
It's free. I just want to go home. But yeah.
if he insists, Friska would at least take one.
If there was one. No, they're not there. This is the job that you would hate to do. No, when the auditorium's rebuilt, maybe. What do you want to do? You want to head towards the central structure? You want to try and find someone in charge? You want to find like
I want to find Gerald.
You wander down, step upon step upon step, and as you gradually grow closer, the enormity of this thing in front of you is petrifying. Can you all make? We're gonna do something like. roll me a skill check, everyone, and use something that would be. You're probably not going to have anything, Priska, like a stealth for you, Kate.
Yeah.
What are your other skills, please, Toes?
Oh, mine's like riding, navigation.
I got a 10, so I failed.
I'll let you use navigation in this one.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, I could use balance in some way.
I mean, I succeeded.
I don't know.
Yes, I will let you use balance.
5.
And those seagulls were loud as fuck.
10.
This is like my life. So like crazy.
Eagles.
So you get it, Prescott? Did you pass?
I got a 10 or
Okay,
7.
You look at this thing and you think how this machine is so massive, and the articulation looks pretty good. Like you think that's going to work and it's going to be able to walk and stuff. And you can see that it has a kind of almost squat stance, like almost like this. And you think of how you've seen it painted before. 29 toes. You look at its face as you get closer, and you think to navigate, to steer something like this, it must use eyes of some sort. It must see. It must have some way of sensing its surroundings. And you glance towards these great ocular cavities that are filled with these, like, you can see where the old bits are and you can see where the new bits are, but you can see where one of the eyes has not been fitted. And you catch a glimpse of something inside the head. And it seems to be like a watery tank or something like that. And Cade, are you the same as you?
I was like 11.
Oh, you breached it.
Yeah,
so
I failed. I was like, oh.
Only 29 toes notices this.
The sun is too bright. It's like, fuck, I can't.
Yeah. The lumens maybe glance in your eyes, but 29, you see these. It just like, you know, when you see like, if you've seen water boiling in a see-through glass, you know, you can see the bubbles rising up, that kind of thing. That's what you see. Just a snippet of that as you're kind of climbing down. You're still quite a way away, but you 29 notice that.
All right. I have no idea what that is, but I can only assume that it's some kind of I don't know, like nervous system, like engine, something that's gonna have a key element in making it work. Fucking a tank of boiling liquid.
Yeah, it's like bubbling, boiling liquid, that kind of stuff.
Where, like behind where the missing eye is.
Yeah, sort of inside their cranium.
So, like instead of its brain, almost, it's got this tank of boiling conductive fluid.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Any sign of Gerald?
As you walk around and reach these gargantuan toes, I mean, each toe is wider than your arms will span. It is huge, and you're beneath this thing, and you're looking up, and all of a sudden, sometime along as you're marveling at this thing, is it? All right, toes. Cade, Priska.
Hello.
How are we?
Ew.
Oh, you got permission finally. Nice.
Yeah, got it
Why?
today.
You would
Nice.
have kicked us out if we didn't have the authorization?
Better late than never, though, I suppose.
Eh.
Well,
Yeah.
we did a better job of keeping it a secret than you did.
What do you mean?
Well, how many staff are you meant to have?
How many staff? Got plenty of staff. As many as I want.
How many are you meant to have, and how many are here?
Well, some are not here. Some are day off. Some are at the party.
Yeah. And what do you think they're doing at the party?
I hope partying.
Eh,
Have you ever thought that maybe they should not take their work home with them? That
Yeah.
any sensitive materials or documents should remain in a secure environment?
Who's done that? Who's not done that?
Well, I don't know their names. But two people at the
Describe
party.
them to me.
Describe said people.
I can't remember your description of them, but yeah, I'll describe them. Like all the
Yeah.
parchment and
They frown and
Hello.
are in dismay. Oh, sorry, dog attack. Sorry.
I'm moving my pillow so he doesn't sit on him. I don't want his butt on him.
They kind of put their head into their hands.
so yeah, we've kind of been sent here to clean up your mess of a security breach.
I will have their heads.
Or, you know, you could just start with their jobs.
That's where
Get
I'll
them-
start.
Yeah, maybe just like get them exiled to, you know, worst or worst.
Oi.
Somewhere where if
Yeah.
they go around talking about a fucking, you know, Goliath fucking Titan, that people are just going to look at them and think they're fucking crazy. Rather than, you know, like chopping their head off. But, you know, that works too.
Well, what are you here to do? Sorry.
So basically, we had a little chat with Mallet, and basically we agreed that with this whole prophesizing the end of the world bullshit, that
Yeah.
rather than, you know, turning it on and maybe it being the end of the world, maybe wait for the end of the world to start happening and then maybe turn it on. Until then, just build it and leave it off.
All right.
So that's the agreement that we had. He thought it was a good idea. So we're here to tell you, you can carry on building the damn thing, but fucking make sure that, you know, you don't turn it on. Okay?
You make a haggling check for me, please. And Cade, make a stealth check.
7. What's my haggling?
I think
I
it's.
think it was 8.
That's stealth. Yeah. Finally, I got a good one.
2
I got
plus 6,
7.
8. So yeah,
So both of you
success.
pass. As
I'm
you're
good tonight.
while you're trying to persuade this individual to work his way, you notice something very fucking troubling about Gerald.
He's sober.
He's absolutely stone cold sober.
Fucking knew it.
Cade, you notice something. You notice something about him also. He is not liking the idea of. He's trying to talk round in circles and every way agree with what you're saying about not turning the machine on and whatnot. But he's lying through his fucking teeth.
Can I get ready to like hold him down if he does anything?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Do I see this?
You are well tuned. You see Cade bristle and maybe you see like the arm slip inside one of the pockets, or in the sleeve, I think maybe, Cade, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, in
It's
the
like
sleeve.
it's like right here. You know Assassin's Creed?
Things,
Please
yeah.
tell me you guys know Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like they have like a hidden blade here. Oh man. Yeah. That's style. Yes. Yes.
So
Oh my
Jill,
god.
look, I don't know shit about building Titans.
No, that's
But
why you're not here. That's why
Well-
you've only just got here.
Yeah, I know, but I'm here because you fucked up. So I don't know shit about building Titans, but I can guess that whatever that fucking bubbling shit is in its head, as long as that's in there, it can turn on. So why don't you start by taking that shit out, build the rest of it, and that stuff can go in last when it's ready to turn on. All right?
What bubbling shit?
Don't talk shit to me, mate. I've dealt with thick as thieves merchants across the fucking desert. I know a fucking bullshitter when I see one. The fucking bubbling shit in its fucking head where that fucking eye is meant to be.
They're not gonna like that.
Who's not gonna like what?
Bubbling shit.
Gerald, I can't believe I'm saying this, but to be honest, I preferred you when you were drunk.
He walks towards a bank of controls.
Friska's going to get the club out.
We
And
need to
can I
stop him before-
try-
He's going to turn this thing on half finished.
Can
isn't
I
he?
can
Just
I try
fucking-
to smash the control?
Yeah, with the club. Like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
fuck this
brilliant.
thing
Okay.
up.
Yeah,
He's
go.
not listening to us now. We're getting bad juju from him. We know he's fucking. The fact that he's sober is bad enough.
Well, let's roll initiative. So
Let's
just
fuck him up.
Now, are we gonna kill him or like leave him alive as a
Let's just keep him alive.
okay, so we're going to go with just D6 rolls off because we can't do it the way Troika's supposed to do it. So, which is picking cards.
Look,
One.
we already know that HR is a nightmare in this world.
Yeah.
Let's not start killing him. Colleagues.
Okay.
2.
What happens to those good rolls?
Look, it had to come to an end at some point, didn't it?
Yeah.
I had a 6,
Okay.
and I was rolling for club fighting, and
Okay.
I got the 7.
Oh,
So-
wait a minute. Do I get to roll for lance fighting in that case?
No,
or-
we're just getting the initiative first. So
Okay.
me and you need to roll again, Cade.
Oh, you got one as well? Another one. Awesome. It's always like during these one chats where I just roll super low, you know?
Okay, so
How could I be running like this during the fucking weekend game?
we got an order here. So we got Nyala. Sorry, we got because I'm reading your old tokens. I got your tokens in front of me. So we got Priska, we got the creature, we got 29, and we got Cade in last place. Okay. So yeah, what's your action gonna be, Priska? Tell me what you do. You see this kind of bank of brass controls ahead of you.
Well, she's going to run to it and smash the control with the club.
Oh, give me that roll then, please. What was it you did?
I rolled a 7 for the club.
So under your thing. Yeah. So now what you do is you roll a d6 to see how far you damage that machine.
That's 3. So 3 is 2 damage.
Okay. Okay. You smash your club into it, and Joe screams, "No! No! You can't do that! They'll be furious! You'll ruin everything!"
Mate, I don't fucking care.
Oh, I need
You
to roll
are
for,
being a danger.
I'm gonna roll again. Okay, so Gerald is like slow, like it's almost like he's not used to being sober.
I love that this random NPC that I just made up on the spot is the guy that we're fucking fighting.
Okay, so you
Oh, dear.
you start hearing like a loud unscrewing sound. Imagine like a jam jar was being unscrewed, but the jam jar was the size of a Humvee.
Jesus Christ.
You hear this, and if you look into the darkness, sort of somewhere silhouetted above you, you see like a crane go into the head of the Titan. And you can see like little jets of smoke and like pneumatics, pistons, and steam going as something's being removed from the head.
It's being removed.
It's like something's reaching in and taking something out.
Okay. That's good, isn't it? Something coming out of it and not going into it.
It's your go, 29.
What's Gerald doing?
Gerald isn't in the initiative just yet. He's going to go after you. He's trying to head towards the control panel where Priska is.
Okay, I just want to grab him. I want to grab him. I just want to
Okay.
like all six of my hands just fucking grab the guy.
Okay, yeah. So that
Nice. Then I can stab him.
contested strength. So you roll your 2d6 and add your whatever you're going to add to it, wrestling or something like that. Or... Plus your skill.
7. I don't have. I mean, I've got riding, lance fighting, navigation, haggling. Like
Okay.
this
So
is a
you could
stretch,
go
but
with-
could I say riding because
Yeah.
I'm used to like, you know,
wrestling?
like
Yeah. So you can add your wrestling to your skill and then roll 2d6.
okay. So yeah,
Add it all
that's
together.
that's a success then. So that's
No, when it's a contested, you do it slightly different. So you roll your 2d6.
oh sorry.
You
So,
add it. You add everything together basically. So you go 2d6
so I roll my 2d6 and then add the 3 that I've got for riding.
and then add the base skill as well. Your base skill and your skill.
So
bar.
2d6 plus 9.
Yeah.
Okay. What did I say I had? 7.
Mm.
So 7 plus 9,
20.
15.
20,
7 plus 9.
7 plus 9 is 17.
16.
16. Yeah. Okay.
Maths is not my strong
shit,
suit.
yeah.
Yeah. You wrestle him to the ground. No problem. You knock him down and the wind's knocked out. Hey, all get off me.
Who are they? And why on earth would they be fucking angry?
The sounds of it, you'll see in a minute.
Oh fuck, mate! Just stop talking in bullshit riddles, mate, and answer the fucking question. And I kind of just shove him against the ground, like pick him up and shove him again.
He coughs and can you give me a small roll a d6 to see if we damage him at all?
4.
4.
Yep.
you knock the wind out of Gerald. As he and he doesn't look very well. You kind of have wrestled him to the ground and then smashed his face into the floor. He's bleeding from his nose. He's not a very strong individual, this person. But for a second, you get this brief moment of like clarity, and he says, "The grub," and then he's like back into this kind of thing. He's like, "They're coming. They're gonna be pissed."
Right. They're coming. They're going to be pissed. Something about a grub. Right. Okay. I mean, I suppose that's my turn, really.
Yeah. Okay. And it would be his turn. So he's going to try and escape you. So we need to contest again.
Okay. So am I using my riding or
Yeah. Riding plus your skill. So that's an 8.
6? 2 6s. Ooh, 12 plus 9, 21.
No way he's getting out. You've got him pinned to the ground. He's just, and he's like, the injuries you've already inflicted, knocking the wind out of him. It's taking him down to the floor. He's not going to be moving for some time, you feel. It's now your go, Cade. You can hear this whirring machine. You see 29 toes as wrestled, drilled to the ground. You see Priska smashing the shit out of a machine.
Oh, I'll see, because we all heard him, right? And a lot of things he's saying.
Yeah. You're in the space with him. It's
I'll see what he has on him, like, so we could get like more information. Like he has a journal or like sheets about what he's planning on doing or anything of such.
The way Gerald is dressed is kind of like is like dungarees basically, and then just like topless with dungarees. So he only has places for like tools and stuff. You don't really can't really see anything where you would keep a journal or anything like that upon him. So that wouldn't be why.
Would I see anything like what might be, because he's like the head of this base, right?
Yes.
Am I able to like see it like one it like his tent or like his workshop or where he works? If he has anything there,
like a blue something like that.
Yeah.
You would see that there is a design schematic nearby or by the controls.
Oh yeah, I'll see that 29 basically has this handle, you know.
Okay.
Get it.
I got it.
So bad. Diaz, out, go.
That's a pretty good one.
I like that one. I like that one as well. Context.
Yeah, I'll look at the schematics, see more or less what he has planned, if I can make any sense of it.
Let's
Because I'm not the smartest.
Let's have a roll.
What was I rolling for?
Either your base skill or maybe for your using your book, so you can do it with advantage. And you're hacking. You've looked at plans for making things.
Oh, I got a 3.
Cool. Very right down the bottom there. So you look at this, and immediately your eyes can see a plan, but then you can also see where a plan has been changed. So where there was a command cockpit designed inside the head, a plush leather chair that seems to be designed with all of the finery that Malat would enjoy. Been edited.
Pilot this thing.
It's been completely edited. And you see that the chair has been removed and there has been a place arranged for a tank of liquid to be inserted instead.
Does that mean
so that he can be a part of it?
No,
it can be like
something
Pacific Rim Jaeger stuff. Oh,
possibly. But something like maybe there's a different creature, maybe there's another entity or something that needs the liquid to breathe that they're putting in it, or as you said, maybe it's an amniotic fluid kind of thing where it's as you said, like amalgamating itself with it, like ergonomics.
That's what you get from your turn. We're back to the top. Priska, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm still smashing the thing.
I'll give it another whack then. Let's have a skill check against the machine.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? You don't need a skill check because it's in a machine. It's static. But roll it. Go on. Yeah, roll it. I guess it makes sense to roll.
See how much roll for damage. Just roll the
It's
damage.
okay. It's a full for smashing, and damage
Yeah.
is. Do I need to add something for the damage? Because I've been rolling 1d,
Well,
1d6.
when you go down to the weapon part of your sheet,
Yeah.
you roll your d6, and then the equivalent
Mm.
number to the number is the damage that you do. So, like, he told you your numbers for your club in a.
Yeah, but there is 7+, so it's.
So yeah, if you've rolled higher than a
mean,
7, because
She's
if
got a
you've
weapon
got
that
club
allows you to
fighting,
have plus. Yeah.
so if you've got club fighting, you add that
Yeah.
number to your roll, like proficiency.
Okay.
So you roll your d6.
I got a 6.
Oh man, 7+ on a maul.
That's a 10.
On a club, sorry. Yeah, 10. Yeah.
10 damage. Oof.
That is hectic damage. You see that like coruscating electrics kind of start swooping out of this box, and you start hearing the whirring of this great arm that's moving above you. You can hear that like the grinding start becoming more difficult for it, and then each of you sees being lowered down, and then lumen lights coming from all the other places where there were people working around the scaffold and surrounding this cylindrical tank, which is probably, I don't know, let's sort of say 8 foot in diameter,
Like a fishbowl inside the.
Yeah, with this kind of mechanical bottom to it, and then like on the side it has like little wires and tendrils coming off of it everywhere, and floating inside is a giant red maggot inside, like a grub, little stubby little arms that kind of swim in the amniotic fluid inside, and upon the top of this glass orb there is what appears to be a gun, and that gun turns around to you, Priska, who's currently smashing away at the mechanisms of this thing, and it's going to try and shoot at you. So
Keep doing that. Keep doing that.
So
You can handle it. You can handle it.
Oh, it didn't do well. So as you as it's being lowered down, the hit that you smack into the machine jolts it, and this ray of searing red energy just goes and like scores the ground beside you, blasting a hole in the ground. It's your go, 29.
Right, I'm going to keep 2 hands firmly planted down on
Yeah.
Gerald below me, who's at this point a non-threat.
Oh, by the way, this thing's still sort of 20 feet up. It's really quite high to get to. Yeah.
I'm going to I'm going to get my lance from out my back, and then I'm going to try and like launch it at this glass.
And then impale him?
And try and either smash through the glass, or
let's have a
I'm going to aim for the grub, but hoping to smash the tank.
Yeah. Let's have a skill check aiming at this thing. It's one target at the moment, so
3 plus 3, so 6 plus 8, so that's 14.
No, so this is not contested. So what you do is you're rolling under your skill plus your lance fighting, and you're trying to roll beneath it. Sorry.
Oh, beneath. Oh, so 6. Yeah, so that's below an 8. So yes.
Yeah, cool. And then you roll your damage for me. You've hit.
Okay, so I just roll a d6 and then go.
Yeah.
And then I add my lance fighting onto that to So 4 plus
2, wasn't it?
Is it plus 2 or is it plus 8?
No, it's just the lance fighting bit. So
just the lance fighting bit. So 6. So 6 is 8 damage.
Oh, okay. You throw this spear and it wedges into part of the actual base of this thing, and like electrical energy kind of scorches out from it, and you see the thing inside start thrashing around inside this
Okay.
thing.
And then to finish my turn, I'm then gonna whistle for Beatrice.
Okay, let's have a skill check. I'm going to give you advantage because it's Beatrice, and you can use your riding thing or whatever
Okay.
it is, because she's sleepy. So I want to know if you whistle loud enough.
So 2 plus a 6. So I'm trying to go underneath 9.
Yeah,
So that's an 8. So 8's below 9.
and Beatrice comes scooting along, and I shall put Beatrice into the initiative order. With the bugs, they go at the end of the turn, so at the end of
Okay.
the round. So they're going after Cade goes.
Okay.
So beneath you, Gerald tries to grubble his way out from underneath you. So this is a contested. Oh crap! He doesn't get out. Double ones. So. So even with your two hands, Gerald's wounds are sufficient enough to hold him down while you throw a spear with your other hand. It's your go, Cade. You see this giant grub with a laser beam attached to its tank being lowered down towards you.
Can I like attempt to climb up there?
So the arm is kind of coming out from part of the scaffolding. It's 20 foot up. It's a long way off.
I could fall, and I don't want to do that. What could I do?
What have you got? What weapons? You got your throwing knives.
Oh yeah, I do have throwing knives. Those are part of the code.
Yeah.
Add to the damage I've already done.
Yes. I'm a throw. How many do I have? I'm assuming like at least 2.
I'm gonna roll I'm gonna roll 2d6 and tell you. You've got 8.
Oh fuck yeah! All right. I don't know how many I can throw. I think I can only throw 1 per turn.
1 per turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll go ahead.
Roll under your skill to hit this thing. You can either hit the control panel, which is doing similar damage, or you can hit the aim for the grub creature itself. This all seems quite connected at the moment, like it's all part of one thing.
Does it look pretty fucked up?
It's not looking well. You can see it thrashing within its amnios.
All right. I'm gonna try to finish it off. Hopefully I can do it. You know.
Oh boy.
I have to roll for knife fighting.
Oh, hold on, I need to plug in my laptop. I forgot to plug it in. Yeah, your knife fighting, please. Beneath the knife fighting.
Okay, so that was 2, 4, so 6. I had 6. Barely make it.
Barely made it. Okay, so you roll that damage for that knife for me. So you roll your d6 and then look across your table to see what you actually did.
All right. D6.
Yeah.
Super low. 2.
2, so that equates to, on a knife, 2 damage.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still thrashing about inside its containment unit.
I only had 1 lance.
Don't worry, I got 7 more tries. 7 more tries to finish it off.
Okay, we're back to the. Oh no, sorry, it's Beatrice.
Yay!
Now I hate to tell you, Beatrice is not the best of creatures to fight with. As so, yeah, what would you like to do?
So, I was just trying to see if I could get her to come over to me, climb on her, and then climb up the side of this Titan.
Okay.
On her.
So you basically that will be your turn to kind of allow you to use part of your turn to get on Beatrice,
or and give everybody the opportunity to try and get on too.
Sure.
And if Gerald gets trampled in the ensuing fetal rush, then so be it.
give me a skill roll for Beatrice, please, and see how well they move out of this space.
I don't know what her skill is, but
Very low. 3 is Beatrice's skill.
Oh, yeah. Nope. Just off the first dice. Nope. I rolled a 6 just off the first dice, so that's
Beatrice tries to definitely move through the space, but the very, very first time she enters this ground space, Gerald's head is egged beneath her giant bestial claw.
Oh no. Okay.
God damn.
Yeah, just like
Like a grape. Just squish.
Yeah. But you are able to climb aboard.
Oh,
you just hear Kay say, "Oh fuck!"
Nasty, Beatrice, nasty.
That's my good shirt. Those were my party clothes.
Yeah, and like I just got this clean.
Back to the top of the round with Priska.
I want to finish to smash the common board.
Okay, do it. Yeah, so let's have a skill check, and then
The fuck.
Oh, fucking Troika! It's just the fucking the essence of chaos.
7, so I make it.
Damage roll, please.
Yeah. It's a 4 plus. Plus. So that's more than a 7.
Okay,
so 10 damage, please.
You smash your club finally into this control mechanism, and great coruscating electricity surges up the Titan into the crane unit, down into this into the top metallic parts of this this jar that contains this great big writhing maggot grub thing, and the gun kind of starts whirling, about to aim on you, and then the targeting goes off and it starts firing off in random directions, like laser lights zapping all over the structure. And you see the water go from this kind of gentle bubble to almost like starts boiling, and the glass shatters. Oh, hold on. I'll wait till everyone's back. I think I was glitching. The glass shatters and the bottom part drops away, which is like a metal base drops away, and you see this kind of thick amniotic fluid kind of drop out, and this great fat slug of a thing drop to the floor. When 29's back, actually, you guys can make it. Can you make a skill check, Priska, using your balance? I think, Cade, you're going to probably have to do a straight roll against your skills.
Oh, yeah, 3.
That's a 7 again. God damn it.
29, you're going to make a check against maybe riding.
No idea what you
You're
said.
mute.
6.
I don't know what it looks like.
So it was at 6.
6, which is a success.
So yeah, you see this great glass crack, the amniotic fluid drop out in like a gloopy kind of egg yolk white mess all over you.
Big slug thing.
Yeah, it makes you nearly slip off the back of Beatrice. You guys are kind of washed in a wave of this thick gunk. And then there's this great big fat maggot drops down in the middle of it that's writhing on the floor, twitching away.
Can I find my lance in any of this mess?
It would be its turn next. So closest to, I think, underneath it is actually 29 or Beatrice. So it will try and make its way towards you, 29. Now, what does it roll as this? What does it roll as? Oh, a small so I've got a roll thing. Oh, it tries to writhe towards you and bites at you and completely misses. Like it's got these little like, all the way round teeth, like
the circular,
like a leech kind of thing, trying to bite you, and it
Yeah.
just completely misses you. But it's that on a human face.
on a human face.
Ew.
Oh, that's horrifying.
So like the whole face or just like the mouth?
It's like human here, and then it's
That is
Ah,
horrifying.
Ugh.
ew.
next
Oh.
in this is you 29 toes is as
I'm
squishy,
gonna
squishy comes at you.
look for my
Oh,
lance.
you know what that reminds me of?
What? There is an X-Files episode.
Have you guys seen Cabin in the Woods? That has that face.
I do remember Cabin in the Woods vaguely. Is that the one? It's not the one with werewolves.
No.
No, then I don't think I've seen.
It's like the Cabin in the Woods it's like it's got bits of every like little horror film in it. It's weird. It's
Oh, I know what you're talking
very
about.
long time ago have I seen that. It's like, imagine if there was like a library of like a prison, but in each cell, like behind these glass cells, was like something from each horror movie.
Yeah.
That's basically what that film is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna look for my lance. My lance.
I guess you can use your lance fighting skill to look for it, because you're gonna have to pick up
Or navigation.
or navigation. Yeah,
Or navigation.
either of those two.
Either would work.
That will be your turn because it's quite a lot of goop.
A 4, so that's a 6. So yeah, that's a success.
You find it, you pull it out of the goop. It's dripping with fluid, and the kind of remaining kind of little electrical lines won't move down this thing. It allow you to move away if you want to move away from Grab Boy.
I'll kind of just like get her to back up, not so we turn our back, but kind of like back.
Yeah,
reverse.
stand back a bit. Okay. Cade, you're a little bit further away looking at the blueprints. As you observe this scene, you see stand up from beneath Beatrice the body of Gerald. It stands up and charges at 29.
The body of Gerald.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
English body of Gerald.
infected with some kind of parasite grub, isn't it?
Charges towards you, and you take. Well, not very much.
Fucking Gerald.
You take 6 off your stamina.
Damn.
Damn. Holy
Don't I contest that?
No, not unless you got armor.
I thought
And you
I
wanna
thought
take
that contested weapon attacks.
Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. So you can roll against it. Yeah, go on then. So it was.
Yeah,
You
to
wanna-
stab, bludgeon, or otherwise physically interfere with someone.
yeah, you
versus
can.
an roll versus an opponent doing the same
That's it.
thing.
You can.
The winner rolls for damage. Can I do that when it's not my turn?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, so I just got to contest.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, 7. Lance
Uh,
fighting is 9.
So you get a 9 in total.
8. Sorry.
He rolled an 8.
Yeah, 9. Yes. Sorry. Yes. 9.
So he
So
rolled an
Lance
8.
fighting 2 plus 7, 9. Yeah.
Yeah. So he rolled an 8. So yeah, he beats you. So you do take that 6, I'm afraid. As part of where Beatrice has smashed the upper half of him, the splintered bones of his forearm. He stabs you with the splintered bones of his forearm.
Oof. So 6 damage. Yeah.
That comes off your stamina. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yep.
Okay. It's now your go, Cade. You see all this shit coming around you. Wiggly worm. You see the possessed, splintered arms of Gerald slashing away at 29 toes and this big bitey maggot.
I'll look. I'll go after I guess the body of Gerald, because I'm not really fit to go against whatever the fuck came out of the thing.
Okay.
What this is? What was it? Or
Nice skill.
that is Nabo. I picked the wrong character sheet. All right. So I have to be a 3. I got a 3, so I do it.
Okay. So yeah, then
And it's I rolled D6, right?
yep. And then add life.
Hey, I rolled a 6. What's that? So
That's a 10.
that is what? I thought it was it's not 8.
No, because you got your 6 plus your knife skill, so you go to +7.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, so 10. Yeah. Your knife sails into the chest of. Tell me whether it's ended him. Where does it hit Gerald's corpse?
Well, I was gonna say the head, but that's gone.
It doesn't exist.
I'll say like
Liver.
You could try the arms because it's
You-
what it's using for weapons.
I'll say like right in the middle of the spine. Or yeah, like right between or it's how like what it's holding the head, right? Like from the neck up.
Yeah.
That I got. All right. Now I'm gonna go for like that like bone right at the bottom of the neck. The one that basically controls everything.
Okay,
Just
so
like
you kind of strafe round and throw your knife, and it cracks into the spine of the of this walking corpse, and it falls forwards. 29. You think it's going to thrust another one of these spiked arms at you, and it drops into the amnios around you.
you just hear, holy shit, it hit.
Beatrice's turn.
Are you surprised at your own skill? It's like you expect yourself to do poor.
With how I've been rolling, yes. I know. But it's more like I like to think he was like slipping and almost falling on his way to get a clear hit. And then like he kind of like trips a bit when he throws it. And then it's like, oh fuck, I did it.
It's Beatrice's turn. 29.
Going to get her to charge and try and get her horn and just kind of get underneath this maggoty thing and try and skewer it up.
It's going to be
Like
hilarious
like
because
kebab.
it's Beatrice. So yeah, let's have
Yeah,
it.
it's like this is going to go terribly. I've got to do it. They've got to beat it through. Does she have no skills whatsoever?
She has literally 3 skill. That's it. And nothing.
No, she has no like advanced skills or abilities or anything. She's just a big fucking walking tank.
Yeah, she has a stamina of 14 and an armor of 3, which means you take that off of anything that damages it.
Yeah,
So yeah,
but that's it.
other than that,
Okay.
nothing. Durable.
Okay, terrible. She's old reliable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Pray for those ones. 1.
Come on, Beatrice.
As long as I don't roll higher than a 2. Right. Is there a way I can I don't know.
She's so sly.
And that's a 4.
Oh.
6 in total. No.
Beatrice runs towards and tries to like penetrate this fleshy object with this great horn, but
Trying.
tries to like but kind of skids in the amnos and misses and skids off and hits into some of the scaffold.
Okay.
It is now your go, Priska.
Okay. Well, the control are smashed, so that's good.
Destroyed.
Completely.
Absolutely smashed.
And what she's going to do, seeing that the human face thing is attacking 29.
Yeah.
So she's going to run, jump, and basically just slam a club onto the lava.
Yeah, let's have it. Come on. You missed.
By 1.
I'm going to say it's the same sort of thing. You see Beatrice skid off to the side. You run from under the scaffolding. You get the purchase at first, and it's that bit where you go to leap and your foot just slips out from under you and you jump the same height, but not far enough. And you land on your face and kind of slide right up next to this thing. And it's like, with its mouth right in your face.
Can I try to move?
No, it's its go.
Uh,
So with this more in your face, it is gonna try and bite you. So 4, 6 contested it is. So you can contest this.
okay. So I roll my 2d6 and I had my club attack.
You add your club and your base skill.
Broken. Okay. So it's 5 plus 7, 12.
I'm afraid not. 15 this end, I'm afraid, with the contested. So it's gonna bite down on your face. Oh, I'm sorry.
How much?
This little thing bites down. What does it say?
Hey,
On
why
your
do you like
face.
killing Celia in everything we play?
And you take 6 stamina as it bites
Oh, it's
down.
okay. It's okay.
It's like being hole punched from multiple, a 360 hole punch. It's unpleasant in the least, to say the least. It's your go, 29.
I'm gonna get my lance and I'm gonna try and shove it down that toothy fucking orifice.
Let's have a check.
Don't you have a great sword?
No,
No.
lance.
Oh, okay.
So 5, so that's lower than an 8. So yeah, that succeeds.
But it's a contested, so it's an ad.
So 5. Oh, 5 plus.
Yep.
5 plus 2, so that's 7.
Plus your base skill as well.
Oh, plus my base skill as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 5 plus 8 in total, so that's 13.
13. So it's going to be, this end is 9. That's, my brain is not working. 16. Sorry, this end. So yeah, you get a bite as it bites against you.
Fuck. Oh
Oh my god! And you take another. You take 6.
Jesus.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm rolling 6s this end.
No,
Sorry.
it's not just me that he wants to kill.
So when it's contested, I want higher.
Yeah.
All right.
Sin. Sorry, looking at your token here. Sorry, Cade.
I'm still a sin.
Still, I haven't
Frick.
created your new token yet.
We're better to keep it as sin for a while, because reason. Alright, so it's
You're at distance, so you can throw.
yeah, does 29 look fucked up? Is he like hurt?
I'm less than half.
All right,
I'm
that's
still good. I'm still okay. I could take another hit.
all right. I'm gonna try to catch its attention,
Mhm.
so that it can focus more on me since I'm in pretty good health.
Well, the one that's got the most attention on is actually Priska, who's laying in the amnios right by its mouth.
Sure, okay, then no, I don't need to worry about that. Then yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a knife. No,
Sails over its head,
no.
barely missing Beatrice. Come on, come on, Beatrice.
Come on, Beatrice. I'm going to do the same thing as before. I'm gonna
Yeah,
try and get
charge
this
it.
through. Come on, Beatrice. Be the hero bitch we need right now. 2.
Come
I
on,
need a 1.
come
I need
there's
a
a
1.
one.
I need a 1. God, come on,
Ali.
please. Fucking
Ali,
end it.
Ali.
It's a 2, a
1.
6. Yeah.
This is the moment. This is it. Beatrice skids round. It's like Tokyo Drift, but a great big beetle that does in this amnios. It sprays up the walls. Part of the scaffold goes from behind Beatrice. Beatrice charges towards this grub, pierces the grub right through. There's this writhing as it's stabbed through its middle. You
Oh,
see the
Beatrice.
scaffolding behind you start to fall, where Beatrice has collapsed into it. Beatrice turns. She runs towards each of you, scooping you up onto its back, onto its shell. Cage, you're barely clinging on because you're not used to riding the beetle, but 29 reaches out with his arms, grabs you on. Priska, you ride on this with balance, and you see this writhing grub. You smash out through the wall of the Colosseum and hear this mighty collapse as the scaffolding around this titan falls to pieces. You hear great clunks of metal falling, and you arrive outside. Great plumes of dust come out as you charge out through one of the previously boarded up exits, and Beatrice smashing through with you on the back and this writhing maggot on the front, and you kind of pull to a halt in front of Mallet, who has with him Helico Newt and a small group of people, and it says, we were Helico wanted to see why you left the party. I was going to show Helico the what I've been working. What did you do?
It's not your fault. You see this big lava?
We
It
took
took
care of the
control of
security
Gerard.
bit.
He went crazy. He wanted to kill us.
Look. All you need to know, okay, is that we've dealt with it. The security breach has been dealt with. The Titan needs a little bit more fixing up than it did before. It's okay. But the cause of the problem is, well, as you can see, right there.
He walks around to this face of this thing that's still kind of just.
I wouldn't get too close. It's a bit teethy.
And it kind of just the last kind of little spasms through its teeth, and then the whole thing relaxes, and then just yellow drips from Beatrice's tusk. Well, as always, you three. I'm glad I can rely on you. Helico, maybe another time. Yes, maybe this is I'm not sure if it's the giant maggot or too many follow-ons, but a bit crazy.
Well, Fred, it could be a great tale to tell. It could be a great story if you want me to tell you what happened.
What a fantastic idea. Come, friends.
Ah,
And then you walk off together with Heliconu and Mallet to the nearest tavern where you have your fill and tell your tale of defeating giant alien maggots and the evil mind control Jerry. And that's where we shall end today's adventure. Well done for defeating the brainworm maggot things and stopping
Fucking crazy.
Mallet building a giant world-killing titan. Well done,
Oh.
everybody.
Great fun. Great
It was
fun.
fun.
That was. It was great fun. Troika's always fun. It's just chaos.
It's just silly stuff, and it's
Just because
makes me laugh.
you just don't know what you're going to end up having to be as well. I think half of it is having to try and
envisage what it should
getting
be.
a random character and having to try and figure out what the fuck am I going to do with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, awesome as always, Pete. Really.
There is almost a pattern with the insect, I must say. The insect seems always to be the solution.
Do you know the first one? Has anyone seen Existenz? From Existenz? Oh, right. Try and find a copy of Existenz. It's a really weird augmented reality sci-fi film. It's EXITZENZ, Existenz.
Okay.
The first adventure was based on that. The one today we kind of I built as we went along. So I just chose two monsters out of the thing and then put them together.
Honestly, it's always the best one shot when they are just improvised along the way.
Well, we didn't know about Gerald's, did we? Until Gerald came out of Luke's
came out of my arse. I was just like, just going to throw this out there, try and flesh out some kind of relationship. Yeah. No, great as always. Absolutely loved it, Pete. Thank you very much.
Well, sleep.
Can I have a quick chat with you in a bit, Pete, just before?
Yeah, sure. No trouble at all. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to close this then for everyone, and I'll hop on Discord with you in a minute, Luke. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cool. All right. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
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 Bye.